Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So in today's video, you can see that I planted a few shrubs as well as a bunch of perennials that I got from one place called Hart's Greenhouses. I had a gift card, so I figured I would get everything that I could on the gift card and then plant it all at my mom's. So let's take a look at everything that I got. So first up is this tiny quickfire hydrangea. This has been on my plant bucket list for probably about a year now, ever since I found out about this hydrangea. It's really cool. So it's the smallest panicle hydrangea that's available on the market right now. It only gets about 1.5 to 3 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide. It's hardy in zones 3 through 8. And what I really love about this plant, besides the flowers, which it definitely will have more of next year for sure, look at how beautiful the deep green foliage is. It's very ribbed. One of my coworkers mentioned that it kind of looks like a viburnum leaf, like certain types of viburnums. But I just want to show you. So I planted it right here. There's the Kwanzaa flowering cherry here. And if you look over this way, I have this space to fill. This is a limelight hydrangea. If you look at how light green the foliage is on that limelight compared to this tiny quickfire, it honestly is kind of night and day. And I really love that deep green color compared to the limelight hydrangea. But it's a really early blooming hydrangea out of any of the panicle ones. I think sometime in like beginning of June, I'm gonna start to see blooms, but I'll be able to tell you for sure next year. There's a bud on it now, but it's definitely gonna put out a lot more blooms next season. And I wanted to put it right at the front of the border because it really does stay nice and small. Now moving on to back over here, it looks like there's just dahlias here, but mixed in I do have a Pearl Glam beautyberry. This is a really cool plant because it usually starts to bloom around this time of the season in the summertime. This is all budded up. I don't even think it's really started to open yet, but it has beautiful white buds and white flowers on more of like a bronzy purplish foliage. In fact, this is actually less purple than I've seen some other ones. So I think next year, hopefully it'll have a nice deeper color to it. But compared to other beauty bushes, this one grows very upright, so it'll get about 4 to 5 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide, which right now it's only probably about 2 feet. And I want to show you more so from this angle, because if you imagine the dahlias not here, because they won't be here next season, I've got a Summer Crush Endless Summer Hydrangea, and then Whisper Pink Catmint, and I'm thinking I want to put some sort of evergreen here, like maybe an arborvitae, or just something that's more upright, and then this beautyberry is going to fill up this space. So it's spaced far enough away from the catmint where they'll kind of grow into each other, and then it's all kind of pinks and purples that'll mix in well with each other. So that's going to be closer to the middle of the bed, and then I'll find some other stuff to fill out over here. But I think the only thing missing now is just some sort of evergreen. So like I said, it gets 4 to 5 feet tall, about 2 to 3 feet wide, and this one is hardy in zones 5 through 8. Now everything else that I planted for today is actually right around this pine. Starting off with this Weigela, it's a variety called Spilled Wine. It has some beautiful dark purple foliage. And I think why they called it Spilled Wine is that it only gets about 2 to 3 feet tall, but 4 to 5 feet wide. And it does have kind of a mounded effect, a little bit like a spreading juniper, but obviously in a deciduous flowering shrub. It also has beautiful pink flowers in the springtime. There are some types of reblooming Weigelas. This one is not going to rebloom, but I wanted to get it specifically because it has that deep blue foliage, and it was in stock at the garden center, so that's why I ended up getting that one. But in front of it here are 2 Popstar Pink balloon flowers. Now these are really cool because from my understanding they're a pretty long blooming perennial. You can see they have nice star-shaped flowers. This is a very, very light pink. There's also a blue and a white one, but I happen to like the pink the most, and these look the healthiest in their containers. These only get about 7 to 8 inches tall or 7 inches tall, 8 inches wide, so very nice, like front of the border plants. And I think they contrast nicely with that Weigela. Now, I don't know if I mentioned that the Weigela is hardy in zones 4 through 8, but these 2 are hardy in zones 3 through 9. And then the last thing that I planted are 8 Palace Purple Heuchera. So I just did a big swoop of them right here. These are gonna go nicely at the front of the border because they only get about 12 inches wide. Now the tag does say 20 inches tall, but I think the foliage only gets maybe about 10 to 12 inches tall, and then the bloom spikes are what give you that 20 inches, but definitely nice front of the border plant. And these are kind of an older variety, but still a very nice variety. They have a dark kind of purplish green look to them, and I think they're gonna contrast really nicely with this Dragon's Eye pine. This pine has beautiful variegated foliage. You can kind of see that like half yellow, half green. And because this is a pretty light colored pine, it was nice to have some sort of weighty, some sort of darkness on this side. So we've got the Spilled Wine Weigela, the Palace Purple Heuchera, and then if you happen to catch my Instagram reel, I did plant this 9-bark. I don't know the variety because it was just a seedling that started to grow, but this also will have a nice coppery purple look to it. So we're gonna have a lot of purple looking plants and they're all deciduous, except for I guess the Heuchera is slightly evergreen, and then this evergreen that has that lighter color. The Heuchera is hardy in zones 4 through 9, and I ended up choosing these because they actually were little quart-sized perennials, which is a really nice small size to start off with, especially if you want to get a bunch of the same thing. But they were only $2 at the garden center. They were having a really nice like end of summer sale, and I was like, I can't pass this up. So I just got the tray of 8 that I saw there, and I knew that I had the perfect spot to put them in. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any other questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer that as best as I can. Besides that, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next one.